I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace and came across a betta fish for sale. His tank was rough, barely any space, and no filter. I didn't feel right leaving him there, so I bought him and I decided I was going to build him the best possible home that I could. So let's get into it. If you keep fish, you're probably like me and are constantly looking at Facebook Marketplace for deals. While I was doing that the other day, I noticed this person was selling a betta fish and a small tank. And after looking at the pictures, I couldn't help but reach out and tell him I'd buy it. So I had to act fast because he wanted to meet down the road the very next day. I didn't have a tank ready yet, but thankfully I had a 5-gallon that I was wanting to set up anyway. Since the betta fish is all white, I figured black sand would look the best in this tank, so I filled it up and then smoothed it out so it was about 1 or 2 inches thick. Also, some people have been asking, so in the description I'll have links to everything I use in this build. After the sand, it was time to get some hardscape in place. I started with this piece of driftwood that has 2 Anubias plants growing on it, which I've had in my main display tank for almost a year now, and as you can see, the roots are super long. Next up, I trimmed some pieces from one of my bigger cardinal plants and plan to spread them throughout the tank. These things grow super well and are very beginner friendly. Once those were in, I grabbed a small rock that has some java fern growing on it and placed it in the back corner of the tank where I think it looks pretty nice. Now that the bottom layer was all scaped, it's time to fill up the tank. For this I used water from one of my established tanks to help speed up the cycle because of the short time frame we have until getting the fish. Then I grabbed this floating ring and put it in the tank to create a barrier for our floating plants. Now to keep our tank clean and to help instantly add beneficial bacteria, I got a small filter from one of my other tanks and got it running. Conveniently enough, there's space to put a subscribe button on it in case you guys were interested in clicking it. Now for the part that will turn this tank into a betta fish paradise. I got a handful of floating plants and put them all around the tank. These things provide shade and places to hide, making the betta fish feel much safer and relaxed. Now for the very last step, I'll add in our heater to make sure the tank stays at a constant temperature. Stay tuned because there's one more addition later in the video that turns out to be way cooler than I expected. The next day, the guy texted me to let me know that he could meet up at a Walmart to pick up the fish. So I hopped in my car and drove a little further than I wanted to, but it was totally worth it because I could tell that this little guy was having a pretty rough time. Drop some name suggestions down in the comments because when I asked the guy if he'd name the fish, he said that he never got around to it. All things considered, he looked to be in pretty good shape, and with a little love, I knew he'd be loving life in no time. I scooped him out of the tank that he came in and got him into a bowl where I could start his drip acclimation to make sure he's fully ready to be put into his new home. While I'm editing this, I realized I'm a little stupid because I probably could have just left him in the tank he came in to do the drip acclimation. I let it go for a while, and once enough time had passed, he was more than ready to be put into his new mansion. I wanted to be super delicate with him because he'd already had a pretty stressful day moving tanks and driving around in 2 different cars. Once I lowered him in, he left the net pretty quickly and began to swim around to check out his new place. But it didn't take long for me to realize how stressed out he actually was. Because not long after adding him in, he swam behind the driftwood, pinning himself up in a little cave out of sight and trying to hide. So I decided it would be best to turn off the lights and leave him alone for a couple of days so he can settle in. A few days later, I could tell he was much more relaxed. He was swimming around constantly, exploring his new tank, and I figured it was time to give him a proper meal. I grabbed a cup and filled it with some warm water, and then popped in a cube of frozen brine shrimp. After a couple minutes, they thawed out, so I took them to my room and grabbed a decent amount to drop into the tank. These things smell super strong, so I knew right away he would notice them, and if he eats, it's a really good sign that he's doing well. At first, he would just swim up to some of the shrimp, look at them for a couple of seconds, and then swim away. Right here you can see him looking at 2 different pieces and trying to decide which one he wants to eat. But I guess the decision is a little too hard because he decides he doesn't want to eat either of them. After a couple minutes of just staring at the shrimp, one of them catches his eye and he decides to take a bite. This must be a new food for him because at first he was super reluctant to eat it, but once he gets a taste of the shrimp, he seems to really enjoy it. If I let him, I think he would have eaten everything I dropped in the tank, so I decided it's probably best to remove a good amount of the shrimp so he doesn't hurt himself. I didn't want to waste any of the shrimp that I thawed out, so I decided to give the remaining scraps to my clownfish. The shrimp barely touched the water before both of the clownfish come over to devour it. These guys are super aggressive and would probably bite my fingers if I put them in there. I've never shown this tank on my channel before, but if you guys are interested in saltwater videos, comment down below and I can look into doing some saltwater builds. After our betta is fed and happy, we'll leave him be for a couple days and check back in with a new addition to the tank that I've always seen but have yet to try. I noticed that he's hanging out at the top of the tank the majority of the time, and I want to give him a little more space and just something fun he can mess around with. So I did some research and came across a fish lookout, which basically uses pressure to fill up and create an area above the waterline where our fish can swim up into and explore. I add in the clamps to hold it in place and then start to clear out an area where I can make this thing fit, because it's pretty large for the tank, holding around 1 extra gallon of water. To fill it up, I had to grab an airline tube and shove it up into the lookout and manually suck the air out, causing it to fill up with water. Off camera, this was a lot more annoying to install than I made it look in the video, but honestly it turned out to be super cool and I wish I got one of these things sooner. I'm glad all the pieces on this thing are clear because it definitely makes it look way better. I had to remove the main tank light and swap it out for 2 smaller lights, but honestly that's probably better for our betta anyway because they tend to prefer darker water. It took quite a while for the betta to get used to the lookout, and he kept swimming up to it, but not wanting to go inside. So I ended up killing the light on top of the lookout so he didn't feel as exposed. And that seems to do the trick, because a few seconds later he heads up and into the lookout. I think this was an awesome addition to the tank, because as I'm editing this video, he's spending tons of time in the lookout. It's definitely become his favorite hangout spot. The crazy thing is, this lookout that I just added is about the same size as the tank that he came in when I bought him. If you saw my last YouTube video where I created a mini aquarium from a ditch, I caught a snail and decided to remove it from that jar and put him in this tank where he can have room to explore and help clean up after our betta. So I dropped him in, and right away he started trying to flip himself over. Within seconds, our betta came over to introduce himself and to make it known that he's in charge. Funny enough, that's right when our snail decided to retreat into his shell. But the second he swam off, the snail came back out of his shell to dig around in the sand. Our betta was fired up and flaring his fins and gills up, definitely angry that he now had to share his once private mansion. I'm super happy with how this tank turned out, and I know that our betta fish is loving life, going from a dirty, unheated, unfiltered, 1 gallon tank to a tank that's now almost 6 times as big and has everything he needs to thrive. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and dropping a comment letting me know what you'd like to see next. Thanks a ton for watching, and have a great day.